Hello, this is Joe with Joe's Favorite Transformer Fridays. What I have right here is Masterpiece Skywarp. He's based on a very popular mold of this from the original Masterpiece line. It was based off of Starscream, of course. Skywarp and Thundercracker are usually exact copies of Starscream with pilot swaps, which is, as you can see, we have here black, silver, purple, and the orange cockpit. The Masterpiece line does tend to be a little bit expensive and hard to find. If I'm not mistaken, this one's either usually found in a Walmart or Toys R Us, between $50 to $70. Now they might be a lot more expensive simply because they're harder to find. Honestly, I wouldn't pay more than about $90 for it, mostly because I don't know if you can tell, but he's on a stand. He's hard to pose without requiring additional support. There's a few other things you'll see as well during the review here. He's a good figure, just not much. He's not really designed to be played with. He's designed to be posed. His fingers have amazing posability. Hands can close. He can hold the Megatron gun that Optimus Prime comes with, but he does not come with himself, if I don't believe so. This figure had started, I believe, is the ability to change out the head. You just push this down, and you rotate the face, and you have a slightly different expression. In later figures, it was more expressive, more of a difference. In this one, not so much. He has the standard weapons that the Seekers had, which is their cannon, lasers on their, not their shoulders, on their forearms, on the outside of their forearms, which allows them to fire without using their hands. It's an interesting design. I believe it was just left over from the what we call a hard point, the 5mm peg that would be on the original figures. Can't remember if those are actually 5mm or what size those would be. He also has, these showed up in a single episode. These panels would lift up and there'd be missiles. Starscream used it in a single episode and they put it into the figure. That's the type of details they put into the Masterpiece line. I would talk more about posability. Most of it's in the arms. The legs are not designed to really support the body properly. I will try taking them off the stand, but as you can see, it's a massive backpack to fit all the designs from the vehicle mode. He's really back heavy. And because the design would traditionally allow for as much posability as possible, they include the stand. Also works well for the jet, which I will show you. The stand, yeah, that is going to happen if you hit it. The stand it comes with has his name and the 2 missile pods for vehicle mode. For his F-15 mode, if I'm not mistaken. It's a nice looking figure, but he's never going to really stand up on his own. Either way, now, let's go to the transformation. I have not actually transformed this guy in, let me think, 6 years, 7 years. I used to live in an apartment when I last transformed him. He is not easy to transform, but looks amazing in both forms. So let's remove the guns. So you get to watch me fumble a bit and see if I can get him together in Ziller mode. So you rotate the hands in after rotating the fingers out of the way. Fumbling, fumbling. Alright, so I remember little bits and pieces of how this is supposed to work. There's an alternate, a more recent version of this mold, if I'm not mistaken, where, for example, these sections would just be part of the legs, which makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know why they decided to pull those off and make them separate. Oh well, I imagine it made sense to them somehow. So I think I will probably be able to get him transformed without too much more trouble, because I'm starting to remember every piece of the transformation. Side note, there is an absolutely tiny little figure that would fit in the cockpit. I do not know where he currently resides. I imagine the floor, over where I have the bookshelf where he would normally sit. The figure had absolutely no paint. It was pure black. It was, I believe, for the what's his name? Starscream version of the character. It was Dr. Arkeville, one of the only human characters ever seen to ride in Starscream or any of the Seekers. There may have been others in the original series. I do not remember. I don't believe so. This figure, by the way, was actually a birthday or Christmas present for my wife. She does like to find something special for Christmas. Except for the years when we just don't have the money, and since we have children, they come first. Understood completely. Although now, I'm telling her to get my son Transformers. And my daughter Transformers. Transformers for all. Except for my wife, she can't stand them. Then she gets My Little Pony. I believe she actually got into My Little Pony just a bit, just to tease me a little bit about what it's like to be with someone who collects toys. But I actually showed her a little bit, I think, if that was what she was thinking, because I went and got her a bunch of My Little Pony stuff from the recent show from a couple of years ago. It was kind of funny doing that stuff for her, because honestly, one thing I figured out about collecting Transformers, or just about anything where little bits, little details matter, is that actually, if you let it can help you decide, help you figure out how to buy better gifts for people. Something I pride myself on. When my kids want something, I research it until I figured out what's a good gift for them. You're not always going to be right. If you're always right, then that kind of defeats, well, doesn't defeat the purpose. It just simply makes it less exciting when you get to see them open up the gift. Alright. Little tiny piece missing. Never noticed that. Oh well. I actually normally have him displayed in robot mode, which is why it's obvious, because he was in robot mode and I said I haven't transformed in 6 years, so what mode is he going to be displayed in? That mode. course, I would have mixed up final stages. This is gonna make me mad until I get it. So close. Alright, as you can hear from the plastic squeaking and everything and complaining about me handling it, this stuff is incredibly tightly placed. Oh, got it. And there we go. Top is amazingly detailed and accurate. Bottom is surprisingly so too. I mean, this, if it wasn't for that little bit, it would look exactly like it's supposed to. Now, you have a couple options with the original weapons. It can be placed along here. But they're supposed to be underneath the wing hard points. That's where these missiles come into play. So it looks more like an actual jet. Now, there's a couple of features you probably already noticed that during transformation, cockpit opens as space for a pilot. The wings have ailerons and everything that move. And now the original jet, F-15, does not actually have the thrust vectoring like this. This is mostly just for the toy. Imagine for transformation purposes, make it a little bit easier. Now for the interesting, more difficult to see functions. You have air brakes. And you have oh, yeah, it's landing gear. Not really surprised now. There we go. That's landing gear out. It's very tightly inputted into there. Now, another feature that I almost forgot about. The nose cone flips open to have some sort of dish. I believe it's a reference to an episode I simply don't remember which one. But it does thing, basically. So it's an amazing design. You can definitely not fault them, for the designers, for what the decisions they made. And also, here's the stand. This was up like this. Removing it and putting it on this side. So you can get the look of Skywarp taking off. As a jet. Now let me just bring this down. Show you how amazing this looks. I'm going to put his two cannons into stand for safekeeping. So a great piece, mostly for show. That's the biggest problem with the Masterpiece line, is that if you were looking for a toy, you are probably not going to find what you're looking for. These are for show mostly. Still very amazing. Definitely not something for a child to try to mess with. It'd be the most frustrating thing ever. In fact, this particular figure is one of the reasons I don't really collect the Masterpiece line very much, just because it's so difficult to actually get it to transform it. I like to actually handle them. So, as you can see, tiny little bits are missing. Tiny little things. Still, great figure, and a lot of people. I know the Seekers, the jet characters from the original series, are very popular. Skywarp is definitely not going to hold a candle to Starscream. But Skywarp was out when my wife was looking for presents for me, and he's a great figure overall. I actually really enjoy the black and purple look. It is a great color for the figure, great color for a jet. So if you have any comments or questions, don't forget to leave them down below. This is Joseph from Joe's Transform Toy Reviews. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. You have yourself a good night.